Hello, Jira fam. Welcome, welcome. We have Steve Burbasket here representing Alpha Sharks and coming to do a really amazing and educational session to teach us all about how to use this amazing tool, how to navigate it and make your experience in the Web3 NFT trading world a lot better. So how you doing, Steve?
Hi, Zero. Thanks for the incredible welcome. That was really fire, I guess. And you don't look like this. Doesn't look like your first time doing this. Absolutely not. And yeah, so if anybody, I was just like gonna go through the entire tool and probably like if we get the chance, actually go on a live trade. So fingers crossed, we can do that. And if anybody has any questions, just leave them in the chat for like the AMA chat. So the chat like that, the text chat that is linked to the VC. And yeah, let us start showcasing Alpha Sharks. So Alpha Sharks is as of right now is a sniping tool and like a sniping and like a quick analytics tool, right? So it is meant for all the like actively like for all like the active traders basically. And the way things started, so like I wouldn't like run to conclusions with that, but Alpha Sharks rose to fame as a reveal sniper because they had like the fastest reveal and the fastest like reveals in the space literally minutes before OpenSea even did. So we'll get to that when we get right into the view trading tool. So let's just start with the trending projects, and it is self-explanatory. So this is the trending tab. You have all the trending projects like by the amount of sales. So like not in terms of ETH, but rather in terms of the amount of sales on your preferred time frame. So it could be 30 minutes. So you can know like which project sold the most units in the past 30 minutes. You could see that figure in the past 24 hours. And yeah, I like to keep it at so like for me personally, like I didn't introduce myself. I apologize for that. So I'm Steeper. I've been an analyst and a caller at Champs Only. I've been like running education stuff since June basically. And yeah, I'm a recent on the Alpha Sharks team. There, I've been like an Alpha Sharks holder for like months now. I love the tool, and I saw the opportunity, came over and took it basically. So yeah, as a caller, I tend to have like this trending like tab open like all day on the 15-minute time frame because it gives me a balanced look at projects and how they're doing. So like if I pick, for example, a 5-minute time frame, that's obviously like working when I'm watching stuff. When I'm like watching stuff real time, I can like observe more closely on the chart, but for 15 minutes it gives me an overall look, so like what was moving, what is like beginning to move. Obviously with the 1 minute it could be like it is highly volatile. Any of those like single sweep projects will just like reflect on the chart. It works for its own situations. You can see how intense a project is going. So right now we got bra pills on the trending, both on the three, actually four lowest time frames. So as a caller, I like to look at these stuff and basically compare them to the performance of the market of the entire day, the all day performance of the market. So when I'm looking at this right now, I'm noticing an unusual development. So I'll get into that later. Let me get into more details about how the trending like projects work and like all the numbers here. So yeah, I tend to set it at the 15-minute time frame and keep like rotating, checking every now and then. That's obviously alongside my other sources for alpha. So first things first, you got the names of the projects. Obviously, you got the supply right here, and if it is something that isn't like minted out, you can see this percentage right here. It shows you how much. Apologies for that. I'm a little under the weather. So yeah, it shows you the percentage of the supply that has been minted. So for example, this one is like Bugatti Group 936. That is 13% of the total supply. So it is something in the range of 8,000 or like 888, like 8,888 supply. That is an example. Another one here, like you see, like 100% supply. That means that this like recently minted out. And there's this Castaways 97%. I think this is like 1,000 like or like 999 supply. So that is pretty much it for the numbers here. You can obviously see the unique holder figures and the percentage listed figures, which obviously matter a lot when you're looking at projects that have like all the other like charts ticked basically on your checkbox. So for example, like I'm looking at a project here. Obviously, the more unique holders, the better for a project. And for the trending projects, you got the percentages color coded so that you can easily be able to spot them as you're looking through stuff. So a lot of these like easy like attention based like elements are like obviously like reflected in multiple aspects here so that you don't have to like dig deep into the project into like a project to figure out whether or not it is like just like some random sweeps manipulated stuff. You like most of the times you'll be able to tell if a project is legit only through the trending chart because like we color coded stuff so that you can see quickly gauge how good things are looking. So you can see lower like high unique holders, lower listings. They're also like color coded, and that like more on like the deeper like end of like of a color spectrum. You can see the ETH volumes, so you can know when like something is like being swept out of a blue. So like 10 NFTs here for like a total of like 0.072. That isn't something that I would like take a play on, although like the listings are pretty low. And yeah, if you saw what I just like explained right here, so this is what I call the action chart. It shows you what kind of activity has been going on with the project for like the past like around 30 minutes or so. So you can see that brow pills right here has been selling consistently for a while. Same with like this spins thing. And I got word that this is a fake collection. So like people are trading that out like the degen spirit. You like I would rather like stay away from that. But you can see, for example, the friendship bracelets by Art Blocks, they're still going like doing consistent sales. And then you can see something like this crypto toes like debuts thing, which just like got swept. Basically zero sales until like 4 or 5 minutes ago. Somebody decided to sweep. That isn't a good metric, obviously. They like that somebody's trying to move them, or it's just like a random sweep. And you're gonna see a lot of this with projects trying to move themselves. Obviously, some of them are legitimate projects that like have actual sales but like actual sales but low volumes and occasional sweeps, and some of them are just desperate triggers for some volume. So yeah, I hope that like yeah, so like if you just like use it wisely, right? The action chart is something that I always use, that I always look at, and it helps me skip over projects really quick. So if I see something like that, I'm not like giving a second look. That is obviously for the momentum and like volume based plays. And yeah, if you can see right here, these are the pending transactions. So right now on broad pills, we got 4. I'll get to it in the live sales chart, in the live sales tab. So right here you can see 3 transactions, 4 wallets. That means that 4 unique wallets have like transactions pending on 6, like on like 4 unique NFTs, and now it's like 6 and 6, 3 and 3, as you can see. It could be sometimes it could be like 2 and like 4. That means that 2 unique wallets are in the process of buying 4 unique NFTs. So let me hop on to Brapils for a second. But before that, I'll tell you like more. If you want to take a deeper look into a project, you can just like click the rectangle that is in, so like its item. Now you have the summary. So a summary shows you the average mint, the floor price, the MBCP, and I'll get to that in a second, and the percentage listed. So that, yeah, like the listed numbers with the percentage at the bottom, and the OpenSea royalty. You can also see a list of notable holders from notable collections that are added onto the system. You can see a quick overlay, a quick but like not as highly detailed as in the tool itself, but like a quick overlay of what things are looking like in terms of cell walls and momentum, how the project is moving, and a holder distribution. And from there, you can just click on Open on View, and it will take you to the main trading layout. So let me set that onto a like better time frame. So let me get back to the MBCP. So that means notable blue chip probability, and it is measured in percentages, as you can see. So it is a calculation of holders from notable collections plus the price action of a collection, right? So it is basically a probability of a collection becoming a blue chip. It isn't a percentage of blue chip holders, because if it was a percentage of blue chip holders, something like Bored Ape Yacht Club would definitely have like 100%, but it's like 70 something. So yeah, like 73.47 right here. It's just like its probability of becoming a blue chip. So how I use this is I'm always looking at increases in it. So an example of a call that I made the other day, so like 3 days ago, was Crypto Burbs. So it was at I think 0.02, and I think I called it at like 0.05. So I was watching it from that time. It was at like 3% MBCP, and it kept rising, creeping up slowly. I think it hit like 6 MBCP when I like at the time when I made the call. So yeah, they're showing like the latest 3000 as of now, but this is gonna get updated. But yeah, they were like around 0.05 when I made the call. You know, they ripped insanely right here. Obviously, this wasn't sustainable. They had to cool down. But you get the point, and ever increasing MBCP is always is like always a bullish sign. And
How is that
you're
number
gonna see,
calculated?
like I said, like it's calculated by the percentage of holders alongside price action. I don't know the exact equation, right?
Yeah.
It is a calculation that involves both price action and percentage of holders.
And you'd say that's like an important metric when it comes to just either short term or mid-term trading, or like how would you say that?
I would go for that in terms of like short term heavily, obviously, but like quick ins and
Mm-hmm.
outs.
Like
So
momentum
like,
plays.
yep, if it's like
Cool.
actively increasing, so like 3 days ago, this was like increasing rapidly, literally like from 3 to 6 in a matter of minutes. So that was a good trigger. Obviously, with other factors, upon like doing some research, looking at Twitter, saying that other like artists are like sweeping this collection in support of the artist that made this collection. Just so that gives off that kind of like energy of an artist says like well connected, he's like well supported. And if you're looking like deeper, so like that's deeper like research that I did, you're seeing a lot of crypto debus holders and cryptodes holders sweeping this, which and this is basically a derivative combination between both of them. So it was pretty cool to see, and it skyrocketed its price. So for MBCP, you may have noticed this hexagon, blue hexagon icon here next to the unique holders. So it directly shows you the MBCPs up to 20%. Obviously, you can hover with your mouse and know the exact number. So anything above 10% MBCP, which is definitely above average. So like that is the case with crypto burbs. 11.67 MBCP is actually a pretty good figure for a new project that was like deployed less than a week ago. So like if any figure that is above 10% is marked in that like is marked by that blue hexagon, and any figure above 20% has two blue hexagons. And yeah, that is the cap. We have like more hexagons, you can just like hover on it and know what's going on. Apologies for that, and know what's going on. So you can see other deeds, they got 48. Artifact, they got 68.5. So yeah, it isn't like a trusted metric for like the big blue chips, but like for short term activity, it gives off a lot of info, a lot of like info that might like not be visible directly like right away. That is why I love like keeping an eye on it. Obviously, when a collection has like half, like so like 0.5% MBCP, that is not a good sign for me usually. And projects like that, like they rarely move. So like a lot of projects, they're gonna start above that figure because they were minted by notable holders and whatnot, like holders of like notable collections. So before moving further to view, I want to like talk more about what's going on in here. So you can see the max gas fee that is being paid for these transactions, and the max priority fee, and the total value locked, right? Or like I call it the total value pending. So you got on Brad Pills, you have so like it needs like to refresh every now and then, but like for example, we're looking at like super ordinary friends, for example, right here. At least some people can spoof it if they're like run fake transactions that are like always like stuck. But one transaction here is going on this collection, for example, and that transaction is worth 0.02. So there is a purchase on an NFT that is worth 0.02, and you could be like you could have like 2, 3, 4 transactions going, and it will reflect here as like 0.08, for example. It shows you the total amount of ETH that is going into the collection and ongoing transactions. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the list here. I will continue with the life pendings when I get into view, but like let's go over the mints real quick. I wouldn't make this like long, but yeah, it is pretty similar though. So these are like the okay. Give me a second. I gotta have a sip. I gotta have a sip of water. Yeah, I'm back. So thanks for the message, Rockstar. I saw that.
Sorry you don't feel well, man.
No, you know, like I've been talking a lot today, so like it's kind of dry. Like my throat is kind of dry, so yeah.
Gotcha.
So yeah, like yeah, I can just blow through this. Don't worry, I'm just like warming up. So yeah, these are the top mints, the trending mints. You might call them like trending mints as well. So pretty similar in structure to the trending tab. So you can see active pending mints, the gas that is being paid for these mints, the price of these mints. So like that is the total ETH pending, which is 0 because this is a free mint. And you can see the top trending over the time frames that you're picking. I love looking at like 30-minute at the 30-minute time frame for these ones. Kind of helps when something is like minting abnormally fast and like at a healthy rate, and not just like single wallet minting like 3,000 NFTs, as we can see in that case. So you got the action chart for mints as well. You have percentage listed, which is pretty irrelevant for most, but not all, but like for most collections that are minting. But it helps a lot when you're seeing like hype mints and whatnot. It kind of reflects. You can see the notable like minters from like notable collections, like minting wallets that hold NFTs from notable collections. Obviously, the more the better. You can see the mints over the time frame. You can see the price for those mints. You can see the unique owners. It is pretty much self-explanatory here. So let's just like move on. to I'll get a project that is on trending so that we can like get a better image. All right, so this is bra pills right here. It has been trending for a while. So you can see right here this like red circle with a number inside of it is the pending transactions shown on the listings tab here. So you got a listings tab and you got a trades tab. I'll get into the technicalities in a second. But what this means is that there is at the current time there is a single unique NFT with a transaction going on it. If this number is like 10, so you can see right here, it's a pending transaction. If this number is like 10, that means that there are 10 unique NFTs with transactions going on them. So if there is like an NFT that is listed for a low price and there are like 5 transactions fighting over it, it will still reflect on the pending transactions as a single transaction because it is only one NFT pending in queue. So you can see like there are sales right here. Let me like shrink that down to like 12 hours to see what's going on. So before we get into the trading chart, obviously the dot chart, let me go quickly over what you're getting right here. So first things first, you're getting the deployment date of the contract right here. It was deployed 3 months ago. You get the royalty figure for OpenSea. Obviously X2Y2 is supposed to be 0.5%. That is currently being fixed. And yeah, this like reveal percentage isn't accurate right now because this collection didn't reveal. But you can see the supply, holders, floor price, volumes right here. You can see these same metrics like reflect. Some of them reflect here. So for example, supply and holders are here. You get the MBCP, you get the average mint, current floor, the number of listings, which you can see here as well. And but like sometimes you can change that figure. That's why like we got 2 of those. I'll show you in a second how you can do that with filtering results. So you can see here are the 1 hour cancels. So these are listings that were basically just canceled. And yeah, sales over these 3 time frames. So like 10 minutes, 1 hour, and 1 day. You can also see the 1 hour sweeps, which are absolutely insane with that collection. So a sweep is basically any transaction that involves 2 or more NFTs. So not only like a purchase through an aggregator, but I think right now is a little spoofed here. You can see like they probably like counted aggregator purchases such as this one from Blur. So you can see the sales right here at the bottom right and in the trades chart. You can see the marketplace. So there's like Blur, there's OpenSea, there's X2Y2, and if something is swept through Blur, no matter the marketplace, you're gonna see a Blur icon at the bottom left. And if something is swept like through Gem, you're gonna see a Gem icon and a genie and whatever like the respective aggregator slash sweeping tool, whatever respective tool has been used. So yeah, these at the moment they count here, but like yeah, the vast majority of those purchases are obviously sweeps. So let me show you a really good metric that I love looking at when I'm trading. It is sorry for that. Wait a second. Give me a second. Yeah, we're back. So a good gauge that I love looking at is the LPM to SPM ratio, right? So LPMs are listings per minute, SPMs are sales per minute, and they show you these activities in the past minute time frame, obviously. So as you can see right now, this project has moved up. Like they've basically went into an oversale here right above, right in the like 0.04 range, and kind of retraced. And I'll explain that. I'll explain like how I can see that in a second. Obviously, I would guess that some of you already know that is easy to look at when you have a tool like that. But you can see that the LPM is significantly higher than the SPM right now. You're getting more listings than sales, which means that the project has to be trending down. And that is reflected by the momentum chart here. So this chart has helped me make a lot of money. This is one of the most underrated charts in NFTs. And if you truly understand this, you would have a significant edge over 90% of the market, to say the least. So momentum is basically sales that are marked in gray, listings, new listings that are like color coded basically in green, and red, which is NFTs that have been relisted down, which is basically somebody undercutting themselves. So I for example, had a listing and I undercut that. I undercut my own listing. It would reflect here in the momentum chart. So how I like to look at it is, and how I like to operate under a momentum chart is, I almost always buy when it's bloody. So bloody is a term for a heavily downtrending momentum, which means an oversale of stuff because people are panic selling NFTs, and like there will be very low sales at the periods that I'm buying at, and very high amounts of red, which is people undercutting, trying to get out as fast as possible. That reflects as multiple panic sales, if we can we can call that. Yeah, panic sales works as well. And I would heavily refrain from buying when there is barely any red listings, and like there is a lot of volume, because you don't want to buy into volume, you always want to sell into volume. So at these P's right here, let me wait, can you see my drawing tool? Let me know if you can.
Yep, I can see the menu right now.
Oh, epic. So, wow, that's bigger than I thought. All right. So, you can see these zones right here. These are high momentum zones, right? And these periods here. Oh, wait, let me code that with another. These periods right here are periods of like bloody low momentum. So, if you can see right here, what's going on, this is about to trend down strongly, because if I check one of the minute candles here, you can see 7 have been relisted down, and there are 10 new listings and 3 sales only. So that number is not looking too good, and this could snowball into an absolute bloody chart. You'll see that like while we're explaining stuff, you'll see how as this goes down, as this hits the support here, I'll show you how I gauge that in a second, but I'm pretty sure that the support has been here. So like it was the previous local top, which was like basically bought back up again. And yeah, that is a really reasonable point to sit at. So 0.025 is a strong support for this collection. I'll show you the TA in a second. But yeah, I highly recommend that you like learn how to use the momentum chart. So for example, right now, if I want more accurate numbers, I could pick a certain threshold. So right now, I see the floor is in the range of, and it is basically below 0.04. So I would pick something like 0.045. And what that shows me is all the action that is happening below that threshold. So all the sales below 0.045 and all the listings below 0.045 gives you a more accurate look, so that you know like what's exactly going on. And like you wouldn't see like listings that were made at like 5 ETH, sounds like stuff that like are pretty much like irrelevant to the actual movements of a project. So yeah, you can also like color code. What you see here obviously is the listings, is the like listing walls. Let me remove the threshold so you can see the color codes here better. So you can obviously sort them in terms of like candle intervals. You can choose any of the intervals that work for you. They obviously differ from project to project in terms of like floor price. So you feel like, for example, right now I would like go with something like 0.002, so I know like how the short-term floors are looking. So right now you can see the color code here is by holders. So that means the holders of like higher amounts. So like I'll show you that in a second. That right here, for example, the blue here are NFTs, is NFTs listed by wallets that hold a single token, right? Yellow is listings made by wallets that hold 2 to 4 tokens. Green is 5 to 9, and 10 is, and like red is 10 plus tokens. So these listings right here that you can see 10 tokens, 6 listings. So there are 6 listings between 0.044 and 0.046 by holders that hold a minimum of 10 NFTs from that collection each. So that gives you a good idea of what's going on in the minds of those that like can act like that have like significant influence over the floor price, because that is always the case with like the green and red listings here in terms of like by like green and red color coded listings. You can obviously pick a ladder for the formation. So the non-ladder organization looks better for me. So that the non-ladder format, apologize for that. And yeah, so I almost always have the listings wall color coded by holders. You can change that to listing nature, which is pretty much similar to the momentum chart here. The reds are undercuts. You can see people are panicking at the like always like near the floor. It's always the people desperate to get out. So all those like red listings right here, you can see, so like the white here is an unchanged price, which means that the NFT was listed for the same price on 2 marketplaces, right? And one of those marketplaces basically like, and it was like canceled on one of the marketplaces and that like listing that was canceled on one marketplace remains on the other. That means an unchanged price. It reflects here. And a listed up, which is pretty rare, is basically somebody having is somebody like canceling a listing and then listing for higher. You can obviously color code that by like marketplace, but I don't like really see any relevance to that unless you're trying to see whether an NFT is like allowed for sale on such a marketplace, because now like contract like marketplaces can be blocked on a contract level, and OpenSea has this like toolkit which blocks everything but OpenSea and X2Y2. So like it's always beneficial to take a look at the marketplaces. I can like easily see it when I'm looking at the dot chart here in terms of marketplace. So a lot of the newer projects, you would never find any like yellow sales from Blur, and you wouldn't see like any Blur listing action going on in the listings tab. So yeah, this is the dot chart. I'm getting to that right now. So let me go for the 4 hour, or maybe the 1 hour. The 1 hour time frame right here. So this obviously shows you the sales and shows you like the strength of volume. So like you can see higher volumes in here, and like always higher volumes near tops. That's why you sell into volume. I love having it color coded as color coded by like the profits and losses. So that is, so like right here, what you can see right here is all green sales, which means that these sales were all in profit. So whoever sold was in profit, right? And the red sales are sales in losses. And the more you see of those, the more you see of like the red sales, the more you know that a collection is being oversold, is being like panic sold. Usually the sellers at this point are the losers. You don't want to be with the losers. You want to see where the people that make money, you want to see where the smart money is. And I'll show you that example and a good example in a second where I called like an area that was an absolute buy for super ordinary friends the other day. So one day, let's go for 3 days. You can see right here, super ordinary friends. They were minting. I think they minted out like somewhere around here. Yeah, probably here. But yeah, in the initial like mint, people like minted for 0.045, and they were like proceeding to listing, undercutting each other. They brought the floor price below this point, and you can see the horizontal line here. It has never been near that point ever since. Right? It is like you can see here like more overselling in that zone. That means that there is surely a bounce to come. You can see right here when you're looking at sales, and literally all of them are red sales, people selling for losses, you should know that this isn't the time to sell. Especially when if you like know the background of your project and it's like all like pure technical analysis, and you know the project is not like gonna go to zero short term, you know to not sell at that point. And not even here. So like you can see these like supply shock right here. So there were like low listings and like the walls were pretty thin. So you can see like a supply shock that brought this up to like sales that are at 0.07 from a floor price of like 0.05 in a really, really short time frame. This obviously had to correct strongly, and it corrected. So like the fair like price zone was like that circle right here. That was like the fair buy zone, and it was a little oversold here. So overselling, you always almost always find red sales, especially like usually when a project has obviously like minted for a price and not just for free. For other projects, I would wait for like free mint projects. I would wait for like more trades to happen and more red to come from those trades instead of the mints to be able to gauge a good dip to enter in on basically. So yeah, with a chart you can obviously shrink it horizontally from either side. Makes things easier to look at. So for example, Valhalla, let me get Valhalla on chart. So Valhalla recently saw this beautiful bounce. You can see before the bounce, all the sales were red. People were all taking losses. And as volumes come and go, you're still seeing listings dropping. So listings have been dropping. They were like 900 the other day, and this triggered a lot of like buys. People were getting out, overselling this strongly. It went below mint price briefly, but mint price was obviously a really strong support, and they had to bounce back up. So let's look at a max frame. Wait, so like it has been moving significantly here. So like when Valhalla started moving, when they launched, they were like shown as something like that, really like bad to the eye. So what I would do if I like get a project that is like shown on like a really small like narrow spectrum, I would look for outliers. So like outliers right here, obviously were like canceled. I filter outliers out to get a better chart and recenter. So right now you got outliers. If I cancel the outliers and double click again, it recenters. So no matter what you do with the chart, you can move like up or down, right to left. You can just double click the chart and you're gonna be recentered. And if I show the outliers and double click, it is gonna recenter to the default stuff. So obviously this isn't as good to the eye as you might tell, but you can see with the outliers it can like thin out the chart, and some charts just like have to start out thin depending on the time frame that you're picking. So I like just like stretching them horizontally, vertically, apologies for that, and obviously horizontally when with the time frame is too short. So like I will look right here. and love to spread this when I'm doing like deeper and deeper analysis. So PNL dot charts is obviously my go-to all the time. I can look at ranks sometimes. It helps you like gauge how bullish people are on a project. So like if you're seeing a lot of high rank sales well way above floor, you can easily be bullish on a collection. And you can easily be bullish on a collection. Like all the collections with high MBCPs, all the collections that have like strong fan bases, all the rares in those collections get sold for like really, really high prices, unlike other collections that reveal, and anything that is below like top 5% wouldn't like really sell for much above the floor. And yeah, if you can see here, I didn't explain this at the start because like I was trying like to sync stuff together, make it make sense. But you can see how like self-explanatory stuff are. This is like pseudo swap listings. These are pseudo swap listings. You can disable them, but like I recommend enabling all the listings. You can also filter the rarity. So let me show you Doodle Lab that recently revealed today. So a lot of people with access to AlphaSharks like actually like sniped Doodle Lab. Some people made like 0.3 ETH just because they sniped like a top 1% NFTs. So you can see the rarity here. You can like choose the rarity, like whether like you can see how they changed. They're basically like getting ranked by norm and count. I recommend having both of them on, and open rarity is gonna come soon. You'll be able to see like how they're rated by OpenSea. So that is a good metric. But a quicker thing to do when you want to look at those numbers and confirm a rare, you can just like click an NFT. You can see norm and count off, norm off, count on. You can see like all the possible settings and all the rankings for the possible settings. So right now, the confidence level for this ranking isn't as high. But for example, let's look at like the highest ranks. You can obviously sort by ranks. So like rank number 1 here, you can see on all the metrics it is the same rank 1 with a confidence level of 100. Rank 16 here is a little volatile here, but still in the like top of the spectrum. And yeah, sometimes it could be a mess. So it could be like, yeah, something like that. It shows like 323, and reflects as like thousands. So that is for like overcomplicated collections. If a collection is easy and straightforward with like the trait numbers and info, you wouldn't see like much of a big difference between those. But yeah, these are basically like metrics that you look at when you're sniping. And obviously when I'm sniping using AlphaSharks, like meta just like reveals takes like 10 seconds to fully fetch when reveals go live. So what I like to do is click on filter results, look for the top 1%, apply, and then sort them by price so that I can see the cheapest NFT that is listed among the top 1%. And upon reveals, you can like get some really good deals. So like I was literally today I was 0.005 short because like I'm all out of ETH right now because like I'm waiting for a dip. So I sold all my ETH like the other day. So I was literally 0.005 short of grabbing rank number 4 for like zero point 0.1 Ethereum, and it sold for like almost 0.5 a few minutes after it was sniped. So I had a few minutes and was able, like I could have been able to grab it, but yeah, let's forget, like let's set that pain for later. But you know the strategy here. You just go for filter results, get like the top rankings that you're looking for, sort them by price, and you're getting the best deals. You're sniping straight away. All those ranks are selling for like you can see here, like the sales for those ranks, and these will be like highly irrelevant in case of reveal because they would all be unrevealed. But now you can see the average like sale, so 0.367 0.369. It is like the average prices. So obviously let me reset that. So you can click reset and it just like resets to default. So you can see here like the R&D, the RD, so like that's like the relisted downs. These are the same as undercuts in the momentum chart. Obviously the momentum chart isn't as effective in low volumes as like in high volumes. So you can see could be highly irrelevant. If somebody sweeps, they could like change everything. But yeah, you can see the percentage that has been relisted down since it launched. Or you can pick the time frame. So I can pick like 10 and like pick like whatever number I want. So maybe 6 days, hours, or minutes, and shows me the percentage of listings in those like past 6 minutes that were relisted down. So that were like basically undercuts. You can see the profits to losses. That obviously applies heavily on bigger time frames. So you can see who sold for loss, who sold for profits. So a lot of sales right now are on profits. That is similar to the PNL dot chart color code, which I use. So right now you can see outliers here. You can see that it is like flat line here. So you can, if you wanna have the outliers, you can stretch this out as much as possible. Obviously, this was thinned so much because of the reveal, so you can see a lot of sales. Obviously, nobody wants to do that as well. You can just disable outliers and double click recenters everything, shows you everything. And yeah, you can see the listings threshold right here. Obviously, the listings increased massively since the reveal. That's how things go. But yeah, 6-hour time frame, 6-minute time frame is gonna show you. Wait. Oh yeah, it's gonna show the number of listings here. I thought like that it reflected here. So that is the reflection is only for the filter. So you can see the number of listings on that time frame as well. And you have higher versatility with that on the trades end of things. So you can see 8, for example, I can set this to 8 days. Oh, sorry for that. And I have 8 days. I have 3 items to fill because you want to look at sales more than you want to look at listings in terms of like performance and action. So that is like a really good metric to look at. Now for the newer things, obviously with V2, you get the sweeping tool. So you can literally like sweep NFTs straight through AlphaSharks, and you can pick by numbers. You can skip pendings. So let's look for a collection that has like a number of pendings. Mellows, Web3 Bakery. Let's look at Brupils. Brupils has been running for a while. If I run a sweep, wait, I was waiting for like a transaction to pop up. Okay, we'll wait for like somebody to like make a purchase here so I can show you how things go here. But let's look at let's keep this chart right where it is. So it skips the suspicious NFTs. So if we look at Bored Ape Yacht Club, you can see that there are a lot of like suspicious NFTs. You know, like so many stuff have been stolen in the collection, and they've been reported as suspicious by OpenSea, so they cannot be listed on the platform, and are therefore of less value, suspicious tokens. So a sweeping tool would ignore that, and they would ignore NFTs that have like pending transactions on them the same way they would ignore a suspicious NFT. If you like turn the skip pending on, you can pick the number that you want. Obviously, I can make it so it's 20 maximum for now, but you could increase that if you're going for wait, it caps at it still picks them. So you can click. It's a little buggy for some reason. I'm not. Oh yeah, because more API Club, I guess. But you can do a custom and just like click and pick whichever NFTs you like. So this custom sweeping thing is for sweeping, like for picky sweepers. Basically, you're picking the NFTs that you want. So like for normal sweeps here, you're just gonna get the cheapest ones available without caring about like the rarity and whatnot. You can also use ETH for that, so you can deploy any amount of ETH to make to basically, and it will basically like sweep using that ETH amount. So as you might have seen this like private key thing here. I'll get to that in a second when I get to the bidding. But let's get back. Yeah, right here you can see like pending transactions that can be like skipped by the sweeping tool. So you can sort things by listing date, rank, price. I showed you that already. And yeah, if you can see those right here. All right, let me have a sip real quick. I'd like to apologize. I've been pretty sick today, but yeah, let's just like blow through this. So you can see that you have gas presets right here, right? So this is the default MetaMask gas setting, and this is the AlphaSharks suggested. So how this works is for the AlphaSharks like suggested gas, you're gonna pick a maximum priority fee, and it's going to automatically overbid in terms of like gas on an NFT that has a pending. If I click buy on it, right, and you set a maximum priority. So if like your maximum priority is like five GUA, it would basically like skip it instead of like making the bid. And for the other four, they're basically all like purely custom gas settings. So for example, like this one's labeled rapid, this one's labeled insane. You got custom one, custom two, and how they work is you pick a multiplier. So for example, I pick 10, and that is 10 times the default gas, which is the base gas, and then I can add additional units, right? So right now it is 10 times the default gas, which is 24.63 times 10 is like 246, and you can add like additional units, so that's 5 units. You can obviously pick the priority fee, make it whatever you want, and oh, sorry for that. And yeah, you can basically do that for any of those other gas presets. You can see sweep starting now after like the red. That is a good thing. Oh, do we have questions? Hello?
I think we just have a hot mic. No worries though. I had a question though that I saw in chat. It's just asking about if there is like preferred settings, or do you have to like change this like each time you log on?
Okay, obviously not. There are preferred settings. You
Nice.
wouldn't have to like change this every time you log on. That would be pretty unreasonable.
Yeah,
And
I
yeah,
agree.
I'll show you a cool trick in a second. So that you can, these actually like have hotkeys for them, right? So if you click on this keyboard, you can see hotkeys that you can use. So right here, look at the presets. Look how it can alternate between them using the hotkeys. So for example, you just like out of memory, you have like you guys normally set at your default MetaMask stuff, and you like see a steal that pops up. You just like switch over to 2 instantly. Whatever like rapid, insane, fast mode you might have like preset before, and boom goes snipe real quick. So we had another question that says how to snipe quickly. I'll show you like the fastest way to basically snipe in a second, which is using the private key, obviously, because with a private key, you're giving control of your wallet to AlphaSharks. So you wouldn't wait for MetaMask to pop up for you like to sign the transaction and get going. So you see right here, like that is what I was talking about. So negative momentum brought this down, and whoever bought while the momentum was negative is probably in the green now, as you can see. But yeah, for private key, you can just like add private key on, and I'll show you how to extract that in a second. But but like picture this. So you know what a seed phrase is? A seed phrase is the unique set of words that unlock that like give you access to your wallet. So on an Ethereum seed phrase, you can create infinite private keys. So and like a private key stands for a wallet address, obviously. So each and every wallet address has a private key. When you hop on to MetaMask, and like you see, like I have 4 accounts here. These are all 4 unique private keys. And if I click create account, it creates a fifth one. It creates a fifth new private key. So how I get that is I'm looking at my account. I go to account details. I go on to export private key. If I type in my MetaMask password here, my private key is gonna show up and I'll be able to copy it. So it is a string of letters similar to a wallet address. And if you click on import in any wallet, so import right here and click like and enter your private key, you're gonna have an extra account here that's gonna be marked by the word imported. And that is a wallet that you have complete control of. So oh apologies for that. Apologies for that. So you can like 100%, so like what I'm saying here, you can give control of a single wallet, but not like the entire seed phrase using a private key. And obviously, it like private keys on AlphaSharks, they're stored locally, similarly to how a seed phrase is stored on MetaMask. So either way, like I wouldn't put like my main wallet on there. I would definitely like use a trading dedicated wallet with no like Grails valuable assets on it, and it basically allows for full automation because it gives control of your wallet to like AlphaShark. So instead of like MetaMask popping up, you could click on this NFT and a transaction will be running already, because like these seconds make a lot of difference. These like how many seconds? Wait, how many seconds? So like minimum of like 5 seconds. All right. I'll get more water. Give me a second. So a question from Monkey is, can I set a wallet for buying and a wallet for holding? So right now, this isn't the case, but this is something that the team is actively looking into. And yeah, for pets, the answer to the question, which is how to snipe quickly, is basically, yeah, use private keys and it's just like do instant stuff. So like a private key and like handing over your private key is basically full automation. That's how like bots actually work. So if any of you has actually like used a minting bot or like a sniping bot before, they've definitely interacted with private keys and they know what I'm talking about. And private keys also work with bidding to fully automate it. So like the bidding would be fully automatic. You wouldn't have to sign each and every single transaction. I'll get to that in a second. So you can obviously see a momentum shift here, a bounce from the support line that we talked about. So that is a pretty cool thing to look at. So yeah, you can now like preset your gas and go through it with like hotkeys. That is one of the new things with like AlphaShark. So like previously you would be able to like preset gas as well, but like you wouldn't be able to use hotkeys. So that is something that I love. Like I wanted to show you. And let me see if V1 is still working, because I think they have put it to sleep recently. All right, I think it is working. But like V1 had this like trading view with candles and like draw a full on like drawing toolkit. So this is coming on the dot chart for, oh yeah, so no more like trading tool for like V1. All right. So you'll be able like to draw and like get into deeper analytics all right onto the dot chart without like using candles. And I think this is more relevant because these are NFTs which are illiquid in a sense, unlike most crypto where candles actually like play a significant role in understanding movements. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. And before I move to bidding, just wanted to show you that you can like look at token IDs obviously and like basically check details just like whenever I click on something like that. And when you click a summary, you can get the summary, the same summary that you can get from like the trending chart in right here on to the AlphaSharks, I like right inside the AlphaSharks tool. And if I use the extension, so let me show you the extension real quick. So I just enabled it. It is getting an update soon, but you can see shows you pretty similar numbers. These are all like real-time numbers. Sales, 24-hour volumes, 1 hour delistings. Wait a second, 1 hour cancels. Oh yeah, that's why it's getting an update, because this was like paired with like V1, so you can see like royalties, MBCP. Okay, it is kind of inaccurate with that one, but like with older collections, that's because like it's better with older collections, but that's like mainly because it's getting an update soon. So you can check the summary using the extension while you're on this. It is like currently down, but you can also look for rarities while on the website. So let me go over like Doodoo Labs in a second. So you can click on any of the NFTs. It shows you obviously the open rarity and the AlphaSharks rarity. So open rarity is a little bit messed up for this collection. So it has been more accurate with AlphaSharks, but people still value that number. So like keep an eye out when sniping, because as far as I can tell, like that's what I've taken a look at. So you can see the traits and the floor prices for all the traits and the number of traits. So you can see like only 70 NFTs have a time filter set, which is probably like this outfit. And you can see the delta, which means the floor difference of the trait. So like if the floor trait for like this one is sold, the next one is going to be 0.05 because the floor is 0.04 and you got a delta of 0.01. And in some collections like Mutant Apes, you can see a delta of like 2 ETH. That means that if this like mutant sells, the next mutant with like a similar trait for that like floor trait that sold is gonna be 2 ETH. It's gonna be like higher 2 ETH in price. That is the delta. So that is all there is to show for that. You can obviously like use the extension for like quick buying, gas presets. You can pick ready stuff. You have to refresh for that. That is it for the extension. It is getting a much needed update soon. And let's get right into the bidding. So if you didn't know right here, like before that, you can go to settings. You have the primary wallet, the one, in your case, the one that holds the Jira, right? You can change the tools wallet to any other wallet and give it like full access. So like that is an answer to a question by Monkey. It's not really an answer, but it is an alternative. So Monkey is also asking, can I input my private key not just for not just for sweeping or sniping? Yeah, you can use it for sniping. You can just click and go right away. I think I answered that. And yeah, Monkey. So if you're talking about how you can set a buy wallet and a sell wallet, like and a wallet for the NFT to go to, I think that you wouldn't need that when you have something like that. You can keep like your primary NFTs in a wallet. You can keep them in a cold wallet actually, and just like have it connected. And the wallet that is going to use the tools, the wallet that is so like you're setting like through your cold wallet, you can actually like set a tools wallet which you're gonna use to log on to AlphaSharks, and like you're going to use it to buy using the funds that are like on the tools wallet. So that is it's a cool feature for people that love keeping stuff on the like primaries and keep like their primaries kind of like calmer than other wallets. So this is the bidding section right here. So you can use normal wallet bidding, you can use private key bidding. Obviously, for mass bidding, you want to use private key. So collection offers are coming soon, but right now I'm gonna show you how to like add a bid. So for example, I'm looking at AlphaSharks. You can turn on and off the filter for sales for like on sale only, to see like to bid, like to only bid on NFTs that are on sale. We do not like recommend having that on, right? You want to like bid on everything and not only like things that are on sale. You might like end up with good deals. So you can obviously use the filter in here for like certain prices, certain rankings, certain like token IDs. You can pick actual traits, so like diamond gold, for example, like is gonna bid only on NFTs that have like a diamond gold trait, which are only like 70. And then there is the bidding strategy, right? So it can be a fixed wrapped ETH price, and or like it can be a percentage of floor. So I can make it a, so this is a dynamic bid. This like percentage of floor thing. It is a dynamic bid, which means that it like changes if the floor changes. That is if you loop. So for a fixed bid or like a dynamic bid, you can activate looping, which means that the offer will resubmit every 10 minutes. And a good strategy is to actually like have the offer expire and re-loop and like loop every 10 minutes. So like expire and rebid every 10 minutes automatically. This creates FOMO for the seller, and you don't want to have like offers for too long, right? You don't want to have offers on for too long. You like, and like you don't want to have offers that you might forget about. You can obviously and should like set a stop price. So like if the NFT like goes below 0.05 or goes like above 1 ETH, it is gonna stop looping, right? And for these loops, I obviously like recommend like dynamic bids work wonders, because the bid is always like gonna change with the change of the floor price. So yeah, you can pick expiration minutes, hours, or days. You can see like your expected P and L at certain like at certain metrics. You can just get away out of all of those and click next. We'll show you like an overview, a preview of the first 20 items. You click submit. Now you got your bidding ready, right? So right now, if you can see right here, like it shows like here auto bidding. If I click on wallet, it shows manual signature. Obviously, manual signature is only good for like a handful of NFTs. Something like 70 is a little too much, because what happens is you click on start and it will keep. I don't know if you can see my MetaMask pop up, but like I just got a MetaMask pop up that's asking me to like sign the transaction. So like I just canceled that, and it will give me another one, right? So it is gonna give me like 70 prompts. So it is not the most optimal thing. And even if I like click on sign, I think it wouldn't go through. So like I just clicked sign, and it is stuck because I have like wrapped ETH to like the base. So if I pause this and restart it, it's gonna re-pop up the MetaMask. I can see the MetaMask right now, but like you cannot see it probably because like it's focused on because like the stream is like locked onto the Chrome browser. But yeah, that is how it works. So like it always sends a prompt for a MetaMask to pop up to like for like a signature request, and you have to sign all the listings. Obviously, when you're using a private key, it basically cancels all of that, because you're entering your private key, you're saving it, and it's gonna do all of this literally automatically. You just have to leave the website on while it finishes the bidding, and you can leave the website on all the time for it's like so that it loops for however long you want. So yeah, let me go through a question. So like if anybody has any question, just hit it right up in the text chat for PGAMA. So we got a question from Screwed Up. He's saying in settings, does marketplace wallet matter for us? PG, what was the purpose of connecting Discord, and why would there? What's the instant buy beta mechanism? Is it different than insane mode gas? So the instant buy, that has nothing to do with gas. That is the first thing. So let me show you that. Instant buy is the private key thing, right? Instant buy. It's just like you input the private key and you save this as instant buy. You skip gas estimation and you can save that. And if you have your private key entered, you'll be able to click instantly on any like NFT and just like straight out run a transaction without MetaMask even popping up. So, what is the purpose of connecting Discord? So far, I'm not sure of the purpose. So yeah, that is pretty funny. Like I didn't even have it connected. And yeah, your next question is, there was a marketplace wallet matter for SPG? It does not matter for, I think, any other than AlphaShark holders, because it's like a whitelist marketplace for like the AlphaShark holders. So they basically input the wallet address that they want to get, like they want to be like to get whitelisted. So like if I want a certain wallet address to be whitelisted for the whitelist that I purchased through the marketplace, I would like add that wallet address here. That is how it works basically. And I'm not sure. Oh yeah. Solana is the same. Solana is the same for like the whitelist as well. So, but like it has nothing to like tools for now. So let me look up for more questions. Oh yeah. Thank you. Screwed up. So I'll wrap this up in like 2 minutes if we don't have like any more questions. This has been a little bit embarrassing because like I was like I'm technically sick, so like I truly apologize for that. I'm down to come like do one more like in a better time zone for Asians. But yeah, thank you everybody for like hanging that long. And I'll wrap this up in like 2 minutes if we don't get any more questions.
Yeah, it's been amazing so far. I really appreciate it, honestly. A lot of cool features and a lot of stuff that I think some people didn't quite know about beforehand. So thank you so much. I appreciate it, especially since you're sick. You still came out.
Appreciate it, Zero. You're a real one. Thanks for the comments. So yeah, I'll give it one more minute before I wrap this up. If we so yeah, we have somebody that is typing right now. All right, thanks out. Appreciate it, man. I've been doing this better. Trust me with that one. All in my Jira's on a cold wallet. Do I have to connect it to the website every time? Nope, that is not the case. As I demonstrated, you can do this only once and then select another wallet, a hot wallet, as a tools wallet, and then you can just like connect it right away. And you wouldn't have so like the wallet is already connected. So let me show you something real quick. So there's this issue that is currently being fixed. So I just exited AlphaSharks, right? If I lock my MetaMask, so wait, oh yeah, I just logged it, right? And I get back to AlphaSharks. Why is it take? Is it me or is it like taking? Oh yeah, let me give it a refresh. Yep, cool. Now I'm not logged in and I'm accessing the website. It's gonna like keep loading like that. And if I click on something, it's gonna be like, yeah, please log in. And then I would have to log in, right? And I click on MetaMask, and yeah, I would just like have to open it and just like log in. Give me a second with that, because that has been like bugging a lot of people. But there is a workaround around it until it gets fixed. So yeah, it is gonna get like it's gonna like ask for everything all over again, and it takes like 1 or 2 good minutes for you to like actually like use the tool. Even if I like get out, I'm already logged into my MetaMask right now. I can still hop onto AlphaSharks, and it still wouldn't let me in because it now has memory of me being logged out. So how we're gonna do it is, how we're gonna get around this is, let me show you after I connect in a second. The way you're gonna do it is you'll have to log in before you access the website, right? You'll have to be logged in. You have to like have your password entered before you access AlphaSharks. That's for now. That will obviously be fixed. Because that's like mainly because of all like this sniper stuff. So I signed like the request just right now. It's gonna take like 10 more seconds to validate that signature, and then I will have access. And I will show you in a second when I lock the MetaMask again and relog in and come back to AlphaSharks is gonna work because it doesn't have memory of me being logged out, right? So I'm currently out again, and I'm gonna lock my MetaMask. So it is locked, and then I would log in again. Now I'm relogged in, and if I go back to AlphaSharks, it had no memory of me being logged out. So yeah, it just like opened right away. So if you've been facing this issue, this is like your get around it. So yeah, we have another question on the trending chat. What's the tooltip? Didn't notice a difference when I enable and disable. So the tooltip is coming with the trading view. So it is non-functional right now, as it's just similar to, you might have noticed this like icon right here. This is non-functional as well. And while we're at it, this is, you can use this like dot formation, dot theme, I call it. But like I absolutely hate this one, so I use like the thin dots, way better for my eyes. You also have the path, which is, I didn't show that. This is like calculated by the average sales on like minimal, like not on like separate smaller like time frames. That's how the path is calculated. And if you like stretch the time frame, the more messed up it's gonna be. So like you want to work it on like a reasonable time frame. Obviously this project is like pumped out of nowhere. I would like show you how this works with something else, maybe drivers. So you can see it is pretty accurate here. If I like set it to like 14 days, it's gonna be irrelevant. So you wanna keep the time frames irrelevant here. So yeah, Monkey FPV, thanks. Super, thanks man, thanks Mr. Premium. I know Monkey from another server, so yeah. So shall I wrap this up? I was just like, thank you guys for holding for all that time. Thank you for keeping up with me. I was pretty sick while doing this, so like, apologize for that. And yeah, thanks Zero. Thanks Zero for the incredible host, for being an incredible host. I'm looking forward to working with you in the future, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is good stuff. Like I told you before, this is like all what I'm all about is educating and making, Jira holders smarter, NFT
If you're
investors,
all about
NFT traders.
educating, if you're all about educating, like we definitely have to work in the future. I'm
It's
sure, like,
absolutely. You'll have to add me on Discord and we'll talk in the future for sure. So I just want to say thank you, and everyone else is kind of sending their love in the chat right there. But we really appreciate it. We know that everybody has busy lives and other places that they could be. So thank you so much, and yeah, we'll talk in the future and figure out a time where we can have another one that will fit Australia and um, Southeast Asia time zones a little bit better. So we'll definitely try to accommodate. And once again, thank you from the bottom of the Jira fam's heart for coming through here. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
appreciate it, man. Really appreciate it. Epic. Let's just get through with it.